13 juniors and seniors enrolled in the INARC Civic Engagement Studio in spring 2017. Over the semester, they collaborated with community in Chicago's Edgewater neighborhood. This experience invited students to practice strategies of human-centered design and to propose and exhibit design solutions to a community-identified challenge. Course design, experience, and outcomes were informed by two faculty. Interior architecture faculty René King brought discipline-specific design knowledge and design activism to shape the class, and I brought experience with community engagement, exhibitions, and publications to the mix. As an optimistic endeavor presenting solutions to challenges, community-engaged design compels human-centered approaches. Through IDEO's The Field Guide to Human-Centered Design Toolkit, students learn strategies for encouraging this emphasis, considering users and stakeholders throughout the entire design process. As a theoretical grounding for dynamic processes they would encounter in the field, we asked students to read the intro to Blessed Unrest, in which Paul Hawken critiques the dynamics of a global capitalism that places goods before people and describes how multiple players in sustainability and social justice movements coalesce around the world. Just as we hoped Blessed Unrest and IDEO's Field Guide would inspire, we asked students to share their sources of inspiration. A photo shoot early in the semester provided opportunity to create classroom community critical to success in the course. We anticipated that students might call upon each other as they went out in the field. In fall, René and I investigated possibilities for community engagement projects. Ultimately, conversations with Alderman Harry Osterman revealed that while an existing facility had options for younger children and seniors, it was lacking in space and programming for neighborhood teens. And you can see some of the students here with Harry on the final community feedback day. The semester was broken into three components: research, design, and exhibition, which came to be called Community Feedback Day. Students researched the ward and the Chicago Park District facility through site visits, neighborhood walks, and online at city and community websites. Prior to developing their proposals, students looked at case studies. As a class, we were welcome at Austin's Peace Corner Youth Center, and students independently visited the Gary Comer Youth Center in Grand Crossing. Midway in the semesters, students presented initial proposal to the alderman and members of his staff, and they came here to campus for that. Students planned and conducted a focus group with Armory tenants to identify possible programming opportunities. Folks from Chicago Park District, Jackalope Theater, Peterson Garden Project, Green Star Movement, and Territory NFP participated and created a collage imagining the Teen Hub. And the students also met on a separate occasion with the Armory Teen Club. At the Armory, students viewed and measured identified underused spaces. These included a former shooting range being used for spin classes and two former locker rooms being used as a catch-all for storage, empty lockers, and an industrial grease trap from the community kitchen above. And that was a definite olfactory experience. Multiple folks contributed to the class's success. Several colleagues worked with our students. Suzanne discussed interviewing techniques, Bob presented on exhibition design, and Hillary workshopped writing a professional bio. We also relied on the incredible efforts of multiple staff in the fabrication facility, the media center, and the digital print center. We faced logistical challenges in spades. Chicago Park District said install could start at 6:30 Friday night, the last day of the semester. We had to be out by 9:30. Everything had to fit into my van for transport after our Thursday afternoon class. At end of Saturday, we had to get out of there within an hour. While restrictions informed the design, it was critical to the success of the Community Feedback Day that we present the work effectively and without distraction. Our lightweight modular cardboard bases with electrical conduit posts wrapped with printed Tyvek were easy to move and install in that window of time. We were bound by financial restrictions as well. All material expenses for the public presentation came out of our pockets, except for what each student independently provided for their own design proposal. However, it was incumbent on us to ensure that the students' work was well presented in the public. By far, the biggest line item that we had was compensation for Madeline Noonan, a graphic design student who branded the project, created templates for design proposals, additional collateral materials for the community feedback day, as well as designing a publication. We'd intended that she receive academic credit for this, but the Office of the Registrar refused to approve our application for directed study because it was out of the calendar, even though it would have been a 1-credit thing later in the semester. The proposals explore a number of programming options in spaces designed for interaction, socializing, quiet time, lounging, movement, making, studying, and learning. Some proposals designate areas for teaching or tutoring and desktop computer classrooms, dance, fitness, and art studios alongside media and maker spaces with 3D printers, laser cutters, and tech spaces utilizing green screens and sound recording are present in the designs. Practical concerns are addressed with bookshelves and storage accounted for, as well as possibilities for healthy nutrition and zones for snacking or food preparation. During the community feedback day, many community residents, family, and friends came to the Armory Ballroom to view and provide feedback through conversation and in short written surveys and comments on the feedback board. The exhibition provided opportunities for considering multiple points of view in the reception of the proposals. The open-ended and multi-pronged strategies of human-centered design invite acceptance of ambiguities, discomfort, and learning from failure. Our students embraced the opportunity to develop deep empathy and compassion for the community through this work, and the community responded with appreciation. And our student, Tom Monforti, drew these stylized portraits for the students to write thank yous to the two of us at the end of the semester. The experience we all had was fast-paced, comprehensive, exhausting, and rewarding. We welcome the opportunity to improve this experience with support from the college in the future.